the Tiny One / Bishie, and I am back from Anime Los Angeles. Oh my god. Okay, as with any con, there was good things and bad things that happened at this con. But I'm going to tell you the good things first, the bad, and the bad I will have a trigger warning, and I will have more information about what happened along with the GoFundMe. It's that bad down in the description below. But I will end with something good. That way we can end on a positive note, you know. Okay, so this is my third ALA that I've attended, and the first one with ribbons. And the ribbons, if you remember, I had a Durarara Dollars ribbon, and I also had a Ultimate Cosplay Danganronpa ribbon. Now, in order to get the Dollars ribbon, you had to say the password to the website. Now, I got so many people that were like, oh my god, it's been so long since we've seen that anime, we can't remember the password. So, those people I tried to help out, and I'd be like, hey, if you go to your hotel room, do some research, and come find me on another day, you can try it for the ribbon. You know, I was trying to be nice. And for those who I remembered, I let them know what my cosplays would be the additional days of the con. So, people were able to get my ribbon that way, or via trade. The Danganronpa ribbon, there were so many cosplays that were so awesome, and so I had a hard time giving them to non-Danganronpa cosplayers. But there were some, like someone was cosplaying Bayonetta's mom, which it was so awesome. I loved how it looked, and so I gave them a ribbon. There was another the day I was cosplaying Reverse Annie, and I was supposed to attend the League of Legends gathering. There was another Annie who was also Reverse Annie, but she didn't have tibbers. I don't remember. But I gave her a ribbon as well. And then, of course, Danganronpa cosplayers all got the ribbon. I was able to attend the first Danganronpa gathering and give out my ribbons, and people loved them. And there were some people who were actually seeing my ribbon on other people's badges. I'm so tired, and I'm in such pain still, so please excuse me. And this is another reason why I have my hair loose, because I've been suffering from headaches since I got back. So they would see my ribbon on other people's badges and ask where to get them. And the last day, I was at the DoubleTree, going around the building of the hotel, trying to find the entrance, and there was a Junko that was coming the other way. And I, of course, gave her a ribbon, and she was so happy. And she was like, oh my god, I've been looking for this. And so, that made me feel really good. And so, Sunday, I managed it perfectly. Not even knowing it, but Sunday, I was able to give out all 100 of my Durarara ribbons and all 100 of my Danganronpa ribbons. And, so it worked out good. I am planning to bring back another Danganronpa ribbon, probably a different style. This one I was just testing out, see how it works. So look for that for next year. I'm also planning on having a personalized The Tiny One / Bishie ribbon, a personalized Contron photography ribbon. Those are only going to be 100 each. The Danganronpa one is going to be 200 each, like it was this year. And I'm also planning on having 2 different, fingers crossed I can do this, 2 different Black Butler ribbons. I will have one for the Shinigami, and it will have, I'm going to try and have it so it has all of the British Shinigami death scythe on it. And I'm trying to, I will try to do one for the Black Butler households, so Trancy House, and which is my favorite, and Phantom Knife House. So I'm super excited. Hopefully I'll have enough funds throughout the year that I can do all 5 of these designs. But anyways, let's go throughout the days of the con. Like I said, first I'm going to start with the good, then the bad, then we're going to end with some good. Okay. First off, we get there, we're super tired. The trip down there wasn't that bad, even though we left later than we wanted to. It was a beautiful trip, and of course I have my own little nest that I usually make in my friend's car for such trips, so I can like curl up and nap or whatever and not be too cramped. So the first day we get there, of course, we get our badges, we relax in the hotel room. It's a nice, spacious hotel room, but there was so much going on, and we had so many people there with us. I didn't feel right to film the hotel room, but basically it was like, of course, you walk in, and then there's a bathroom on this side, and then you walk a little further, and then there was like a space, a pretty good sized space with a couch that pulled into a bed, which is where I slept, and then on the other side of the bathroom sink there was another sink, a fridge, and then on the other side of the couch there was a nightstand and TV, and then there was like a wall partition that didn't go all the way, it went halfway, and then on the other side there was another bed and nightstand, and then along the other wall there was, of course, you know, little tiny table, chairs, and then on the other side of the wall there was a vanity. It was just a big room, and it fit us perfectly. Like, we were 1, 2, 3, 4, we were 5 people. We could easily fit a 6th person in there with, you know, my friend's blow-up mattress. So we get there, we relax, and then day 1, of course, I dress up as Chucky. Oh my god. I have been wanting to cosplay Chucky at an actual con for a while. The last time I cosplayed him was at a little smaller con, excuse me, which was a horror-themed con, so it's perfect for him. But this one, I had so much fun carrying around my little doll. And one of the things that one of my friends said that made it kind of spooky is, I'm used to holding, like, I held the junk boy when he was little, and then of course my cats, and I make this little bouncing motion. Also, it's part of my anxiety, it's part of how I am. I have to be moving all the time. So standing in line, I'm holding Chucky and I'm bouncing him, and his little legs are swinging, and it makes him have a more realistic look, which was adding to the freak out factor, not just that I was Chucky and he was Chucky. But, like, I would walk through Vendors Hall, or even down the hallways, and I would see parents making sure they were standing between me and their child, so their child wouldn't see me, or they were covering their child's face so they wouldn't get a glance at me. It was the funniest thing. There were people that were freaking out. Unfortunately, one of my roommates was terrified. I didn't know ahead of time that they were terrified of horror stuff. And they were terrified of my Chucky doll and me as Chucky. So I am so sorry for that. I apologize. But anyways, the first day, in the morning, I met, Thursday at noon, I met Christopher Turglifera. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Hold on. So what I knew him from was he was both Gundam Tanaka and Ryoma Hoshi from the Danganronpa series. And so, of course, I got his autograph. Unfortunately, ALA was heroes and villains themed, but it was specifically My Hero Academia heroes and villains themed. So, I don't know, the book was so weird because in previous ALAs, the book had autograph spots for everybody. Not just voice actors, but voice actors, voice actresses, staff members if you wanted to get their autograph, musical guests, cosplayers. This time it was only those voice actors and actresses who have been in My Hero Academia. So, unfortunately for Christopher, I had to find a different spot to put his autograph, but hey, it still worked out. I still got to meet him, and I kind of like how ALA has at least one voice actor or one voice actress every year from the Danganronpa series. I think that's super cool. So after him, I met Justin Brenner, who of course is known for Izuku or Deku from My Hero Academia, but I've known him from other stuff as well. Like, of course, he voices Nico in Nanbaka. He voices Ryota in Danganronpa 3, in both the Hope arc and the Despair arc. And Hope and Future arc. That's what it is. He's also voiced, I'm scrolling up a bit, trying to go as fast as possible. He's been Yukito in Cardcaptor Sakura, the clear card. And so he's done quite a bit of voice acting. So at least there was a spot for him that I was able to go ahead, and I'm trying to see if I'm missing anything. Oh, he's also Mika in Seraph of the Ends. And so I'm glad that there was a spot for him that I was able to get his autograph, and it was a very, very awesome experience. Next, I met Eric Vale, and Eric Vale was a pretty long line, I guess you could say. And Eric Vale is, of course, he's Sanji in One Piece. He's Phoenix Wright in Ace Attorney. He's, what I wanted to meet him for is because he's the voice of America and Canada in Hetalia. Of course, he's also the voice of the ultimate imposter, like the ultimate imposter from Danganronpa 3 Despair arc. And so it was awesome to meet him and get his autograph. Of course, again, there was no spot for him. Oh no, I'm sorry, there was a spot for him because he's also, I forgot, whoops, he's also Hands, who I call Hands. He is Toruma from My Hero Academia, one of the villains. And so it was awesome to meet him. But as I'm standing in his line, I'm noticing that Mary Claypool and Les Claypool were both there. And there was no one in their lines. And so, also I was passing out ribbons to everybody I met. So, when I saw that there was no person in their line, now I know they worked on some of the older animes, like Ghost in the Shell, Cowboy Bebop, old anime. And so I thought, I had never met them before, but I've seen them at other conventions, and I thought, why not meet them now? So I went over to Mary, and she loved my costume so much as Chucky. She thought it was so awesome. Of course, I had the doll. And she actually asked to take my photo. I thought that was so awesome. So she takes my photo as Chucky. And actually today, while I was planning out what I was going to, do for this type of, do for this post, I had actually made a post. You know how people, after cons, they make a post on, the site, and they go, hey, these are my costumes that I was the different days. If you have any photos of me, can you post them in the comments below? And Mary Claypool, of all people, she put, no need to tag me, loved your costume. I know Kevin Yeager, the effects veteran who designed Chucky. I'll forward the pictures to him. And she posted one of the photos that she took of me as Chucky. And it came out so good, and I am just so happy that she replied to my post and posted that. It was just, oh. And then when I went to meet Les actually had ribbons too. And it was so funny because at first I couldn't figure out why his ribbon, I think it said something like, I don't play guitar. And it had guitar on it. And I was wondering what was going on with his ribbon. And then it hit me. Les Claypool is one of the guitarists for the band Primus. And so apparently, according to him, he is confused for the guy from Primus so often. So he finally made a ribbon. And I feel so bad for him, but it was so awesome to meet both of them and interact with them. And then to see that she posted my photo for me to add to my cosplay portfolio, was so happy. And it was such a good photo too. I'm so happy. So next came, also I met that day, I also met David Matranga. Oh my god, I'm butchering his names. And I knew him because he's also the voice of Todoroki from My Hero Academia. So, of course, I want to. And he's also the voice of Kujaku. Kujaku? I'm just butchering the names left and right. I'm so sorry. Or Kojaku. I've heard it so many different names. From the Dramatical Murder anime. And, of course, he voices so many other characters. So many other good characters. So many animes that I want to catch up on. Of course, he Berthold in Attack on Titan. I'm tired, so I'm probably butchering that. Sorry. But yes, he was another one I'm so happy that I got to meet. And then, we pretty much ran around, our days pretty much consisted of getting up, getting into cosplay, getting ribbons for getting autographs for voice actors or voice actresses, and then running around getting ribbons. That's pretty much what we did. We like ate, breathed, and slept ribbons, pretty much. Of course, I had one friend who had a ton of ribbons. She had a lot of K-pop ribbons, which a lot of people she was glad to see were really interested in the K-pop ribbons. So glad that they were so popular. She still has quite a few, so it's okay. I think she's going to bring them back until they're all gone. Or else she'll do mail trade. Because that's another thing with ALA. If you still have ribbons to trade, and there's someone who also has ribbons to trade, you can trade by mail just to get the ribbons that you want. So, Friday rolls around. Friday, I am Monica Toa from Danganronpa. And I These days are blurring so much, I'm trying to remember what happened. But I was able to find the spot for the Danganronpa gathering. It was actually on the outside steps of the Doubletree Hotel. And at first I thought this is kind of a bad place, because they're not very clear about where the gathering places are. And the poster board that was right outside, you know, right by our spot, it had the gatherings, I think, for Saturday, but not our gathering. It was like, but the gal that hosted it it was her first time hosting it. She was super nervous, but she did a very good job. I'm very proud of her. And she made sure that everybody got consent. There were a couple people that didn't, but that's because they were either friends or they were dating, so it was fine. But otherwise, I hope she hosts again, because she is very, like I said, she's a very good host. I had a lot of fun at the gathering. I took a ton of pictures. Hopefully those pictures are going to be up on Conchon Photography on Facebook by the time you see this. Fingers crossed, I'm working on those. Along with some practice shots I did of reverse tibbers, and also a shoot that I did for my friend Whimsy Rainbow Star for her Bayonetta 2 cosplay, which came out really good. I really liked it. But we didn't get that many shots of that cosplay because it was the end of the day and we were both tired. Her feet were kind of killing her with the shoes that she had to wear, so I understood completely. But anyways, that day I also met Clifford Chapin, and he is the hot-headed Bakugo from My Hero Academia, but I also really, really like him as Charles Gray from Black Butler. And that was one role that I mentioned I really, really liked him in. And he appreciated the fact that somebody mentioned another character besides Bakugo. But yeah, I really like his rendition of Charles Gray. And of course he's also Hide in Tokyo Ghoul. Just another character that has so many good voice acting roles and so many other anime that I need to watch. He's also Connie Springer in Attack on Titan. So yeah, of course I was in Monica Toa at that time, and he didn't know who Monica was, but he did appreciate that I did like his Charles Gray. So we move on to, I'm also trying to think of some incidents that happened, some good incidents that happened, but I don't. So we are going to move on to Saturday. Saturday is the day that we had to get up super early because I wanted to get in line for Colleen Klinkbeard. She's Luffy from One Piece. She is Chise from Danganronpa 3 anime. And she's also Momo from My Hero Academia. And she's also a young Makoto, and also Makoto's mother from Free. Just so many different, voice roles that she's in that, just so good. But, she was also a real pleasure to meet. So fun to meet her. Now, unfortunately, Saturday it rained. And I was supposed to make it to the League of Legends gathering. I was supposed to make it to the second Danganronpa gathering. But that, of course, didn't happen. I'm not going to be in the rain. Not with my health being the way it is. So I just kind of skipped out on it. But here's the thing. They had the fawns. The fawns that were there were Dorothy, Melissa, Tom, and Jonathan. And I want to meet Melissa because Melissa is not only young Lilo from the anime Stitch, but she is also Gaz in Invader Zim. She's young Zim, and she is Edward from Cowboy Bebop. So it was really nice to meet her. She was so nice, so sweet. I'm hiccuping, I'm so sorry. I did get to meet Tom and Jonathan as well. They were also very awesome. Since they were all at the same table, I let them sign my book. The problem is they arrived late. And so because they arrived late, the line got moving late. So I would have arrived to the League of Legends Gathering late anyways. Plus, I didn't know where it had moved to because of the rain, so I just decided I'm not going to go. So that's fine. So I had really wanted to meet Dorothy Fawn, mainly because Miss Artistry wanted me. Every ALA, because there's been a Danganronpa voice actor or actress, I've started a tradition with Miss Artistry, and I get her a signed print or have a Danganronpa item signed by a voice actor. The first year it was a signed print by Brian Beacock, who voices Monokuma, and last year I signed a Monami plushie by Derek Stephen Prince, who voices Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu and Oma. I don't remember his last name right now, but yeah. So this year she requested Dorothy Fawn, who is the voice of Chihiro, Alter Ego, Sayaka, I believe. Yeah, Sayaka from Danganronpa 1. And she's also the voice of Tsugumi from Danganronpa V3. And it was Tsugumi that Miss Artistry wanted the signed print of. So I was able to get a signed print for her, and she was so, so happy. And when I mentioned that my phone is about to go beep, so hold on a minute. So when I mentioned that it was Miss Artistry who had gotten me into Danganronpa, and how we hadn't gotten around to cosplaying together from the first game or V3, but I showed her a photo of us as Kuzuryu and Peko, and so I'm tired. And she loved it, so I got this, which shows so many different roles that she's in. And I was so happy because these are two characters of hers I love. Of course, young Sakura, of course, Conan, of course, An. What else is it? And then, of course, she has her Danganronpa characters. And it was just so awesome to receive this. Oh, and she's also Miyu from Vampire Princess Miyu. That I didn't know. That was a surprise to me, but I'm so happy because Vampire Princess Miyu is another really old anime that I love so much. But anyways, here's the prints. Not awesome. There was another gal in line that was hoping that she could get a Tsugumi print. Of course, yes, there were Tsugumi prints. So it was so awesome to meet her. All the fawns, despite being late, it worked out fine. They were all so nice and just so apologetic, and it was fine. So we come to Sunday, and then Sunday is the day that, of course, I actually ran out of all my ribbons. I think it was a little after 2 is when I ran out all my ribbons to trade. But there was one ribbon that I wanted so bad, and it was the, hold on. It was this ribbon. It's so cool. And it's secured in the back by tape so it doesn't fall apart. But I had 2 ribbons I hadn't attached to my batch. And so I exchanged those for this. And this was technically my last ribbon. Unfortunately, when I went to go pull the tape off, it just went completely with the strip. And there was no way to stick it back on. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just put it in my background, probably next to Spike, if I have room. You see Spike's Beagle back there? I can't. I just can't. You see him back there. You see him. I can't do this. I know you can see him. But yeah, like I said, if there's room, I'm going to put this back there. Now we have badge. No, not badge. Ribbon stories. Oh my god. Okay. So, put that there for now. So what I was doing is I was going through our Artist Alley and then Vendors Hall, and anyone who had Danganronpa merchandise, I would give them a Danganronpa ribbon. Because I feel bad for some of the vendors because they want to collect ribbons too, but they can't get out of their booth. And so they were so happy to get my ribbons. And one lady, like, this is the first lady I saw that Danganronpa merch. And so I said, oh, she was sharing a booth with someone. And so I asked, who drew that print? So that I can make sure to give the ribbon to the right person. And she said, oh, me. And then she starts pulling the print out. And I said, oh, okay. And I hand her the ribbon. And she's so grateful, da-da-da. And so she's like, oh, so thank you, thank you so much. Here. I'm like, oh, no. I said, I didn't want to buy it. I just wanted to give you a ribbon because you had the merchandise. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, here. I'm like, what? She's like, here, take it. She gave me a free print because I had a Danganronpa ribbon. Oh my god. So, and of course, her partner in the booth thought it was so cool that I was giving out ribbons. I actually ended up giving him a Dollars and Danganronpa ribbon, and I gave her a Dollars ribbon too, so they had matching, the same amount of ribbons. They were just so happy. And this is the print that I got from her. Unfortunately, he got a little mangled in my bags, but look at how cute. Oh my god, it's so awesome. Now, another lady, this was Sunday, no, this wasn't Sunday, this was Saturday? Saturday, yes. And this one, we were in the vendor's hall, and my friend who had the K-pop ribbons, we passed by a booth that had water bottles and flasks that had etched on it, different designs and all that. And she saw so many K-pop symbols etched on some of the water bottles, and so she wanted to give them some K-pop ribbons. And she told me to follow her, so I followed her. And while she's handing out the ribbons, I noticed there's a Monokuma on one of the bottles. So I gave, of course, my Danganronpa ribbon. And they were just so happy. She ended up getting a K-pop little keychain, and I got this. Isn't that cute? It's a little like iron-on design type thing. And it was just, it was definitely bringing back Danganronpa's ribbons.